It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a cliche!
I know.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 superhero cliches. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the tropes, cliches, and other recurring elements that make up superhero stories. These will apply to stories of every medium, and because a few entries might enter spoiler territory, proceed with caution.
I stopped believing in your bullshit a long time ago.
Number 10, from selfish individual to selfless hero.
You ever lose an hour's sleep your whole life?
Be prepared to lose a few with you.
Many a hero-to-be has been a real jerk before donning the spandex or cape. When we first meet individual heroes, they're often characterized by their self-centered behavior, only developing into better people over the course of their journey to superheroism.
Laurel's gonna kill me. Oh, she's so gonna kill me.
Your sister will never know.
Come here. One possible explanation for the trope's popularity is the fact that depicting someone developing from selfish to selfless is a simple but effective way to demonstrate a character's personal growth. Everyone likes a tale of redemption, right? It's also a handy way of defining what makes a hero, first showing the character as obviously unheroic, and then having them discover their own inner bravery and nobility.
Not only about me.
Steven, everything is about you.
Number 9, a personal connection to the villain.
In a comic, you know how you can tell who the arch villain's going to be? He's the exact opposite of the hero. And most times they're friends like you and me.
Keep your friends close and your villains closer. While by no means limited to superhero stories, this cliche does feature in them heavily. Having the villain be someone close to the hero allows the writers to inject some more drama into the story.
Harry, you knew this was coming, Pete.
There's a sense of betrayal when the villain is finally revealed, as well as the tantalizing possibility that the foe will redeem themselves somehow. Plus, a villain with a personal connection to the hero offers great stakes and more emotional investment from the hero as well as the audience.
I've always loved her, Pete. You know that.
Number 8, intelligence is a defining characteristic.
If you douse me again and I'm not on fire, I'm donating you to City College.
In general, superhero IQs tend to be on the high side of the scale. Capes often work as scientists, engineers, savvy businessmen, or, all-around problem-solving super geniuses.
He's one of Midtown Science's best and brightest.
Really?
He's second in his class.
Oh, second.
Then again, that technically makes sense, as such minds are more likely to find themselves in situations that would result in a superhero origin, be it a science experiment gone awry, or access to next-level tech. Even those without explicitly brilliant minds are typically more clever than your average Joe or Jane. To be fair, however, any heroes on the dumber side of things, or who rely on guts alone, and who aren't entirely invulnerable, probably don't last long enough to become very popular.
It's a whole new way of looking at physics. It will literally change the way that we think about everything.
You've got to get yourself a girlfriend.
Number 7, exorbitant wealth facilitates their mission.
It is not a question of money.
You see, I'm buying this hotel and setting some new rules about the pool area.
There are plenty of superheroes that struggle to make ends meet, but let's face it, being rich makes being a superhero that much simpler. It's hard enough trying to fight crime and foil your nemesis as is. It becomes a lot more draining if you have to worry about getting fired as a result of missing a shift to save the city. Plus, rich superheroes just have access to that many more resources, whether it's loyal, skilled helpers, money for supplies and equipment, or a secret property they own that they can use as a headquarters. The 1% have a leg up in most things, and being a superhero is no exception.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Number 6, police resistance.
I stand for law and order, son. That's what I stand for, okay? I wear a badge. This guy wears a mask like an outlaw.
Vigilantism in the real world is a complex issue with many factors and arguments to consider. In a universe where genuine superheroes exist, though, you'd think that the cops would be a little more welcoming.
Russia! This is the police! We know you're in there!
No. No!
It's a pretty common cliche, though, for the police to be critical of superheroes, if not outright hostile to them. Sure, superheroes perform a similar function to the cops, but they're almost always just as well, if not better equipped to deal with the criminals, particularly if the criminals have superpowers of their own, No matter how well armed they are, we doubt that many policemen are up to facing some of the threats dealt by the superheroes, right?
We lost him. How could you lose him?
He's got a lot of firepower.
What, and you don't?
Number 5, a younger sidekick.
Is he Flash and Flash Jr.?
His name's Speedy? Duh. No, Speedy's Green Arrow's sidekick.
Well, that makes no sense.
Holy kid companions! plenty of superheroes fight crime with the help of younger partners, whose competency can range from complimentary and genuinely helpful to an outright liability. The popularity of the kid sidekick in superhero stories is likely due to kids being the primary demographic for superhero comics. Hey, don't freak out, at least at one time. By including characters closer to the age of their target demographic, comic creators hoped to give children someone more relatable than the superheroes themselves, who were good role models but generally older than the target audience. Kid sidekicks sometimes go on to become superheroes in their own right, or else take up the mantle previously held by the elder partner.
In this case, nothing is certainly something. Robin?
Let's see. 0, zilch, goose egg.
Precisely.
Number 4, a secret identity to protect.
A staple of the superhero mythology is there's the superhero and there's the alter ego.
Creating another persona is ubiquitous among superheroes. The idea is to keep their identity a secret from their enemies, society, and if need be, the police. Their selfless acts of heroism often come with reprisals, either against them or worse, their loved ones. And so, preserving their anonymity is paramount.
He's just a kid.
A superhero name, a special costume, equipment, or a mask are all popular ways of maintaining that secret identity. This convention also helps create plenty of drama, particularly if the hero struggles to keep their activities hidden from their friends and loved ones. This is one cliche that's probably here to stay, but there are still some superheroes that we feel could stand to up their disguise game.
In all of our lives, we're coming to you from downtown Sydney, where people have...
Number 3, death and the inevitable resurrection. They all come back eventually. Superheroes just don't stay dead. No matter how long or how ironclad the certainty of the death was, writers will always find a way to bring popular characters back, whether it's explained by introducing another version of the character from a parallel universe, magic, or an elaborately faked death or something. Killing off a superhero is a good way to create drama, as well as illustrate the impact of the character's loss on those around them. However, if the superhero remains dead, no more stories can be told about them. And to borrow a phrase from another genre, dead men tell no tales. So the cycle continues.
For thy dew is like the dew of the morning, and the earth shall give birth to her dead.
Number 2, dead parents. Finding a superhero with 2 parents is kind of like finding someone who doesn't like chocolate. They're out there, but they're just kind of hard to find. Having dead or absent parents is a pervasive trope among protagonists of all kinds, but superheroes especially.
No!
Personal tragedy is a powerful way to inspire someone towards a life of heroism, and losing one's parents is a very popular and direct method of illustrating just that. Besides acting as a motivator, being an orphan is also narratively convenient, since parents would be much more likely to discourage dangerous superheroics, at least in the case of younger heroes. Classic or overdone, orphaned heroes will probably remain the norm too.
Daddy! Daddy!
Number 1, abilities via freak accident.
I feel fear for the last time.
As William Shakespeare once wrote, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Superhero stories have explored all 3, but the third is easily the most prevalent. The genre's writers love to show what happens when ordinary people have their bodies altered to become extraordinary. And these sudden transformations are frequently the result of an accident, often of the scientific and/or radioactive variety. Sometimes the villains will also receive powers at the same time, allowing the writers to show the contrast between hero and villain in terms of what they choose to do with those powers. Say it with us, Uncle Ben.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.